Let's do this. How are you? It's Mobb Guppy, where the Guppy is the Mob. Happy Saturday. It's I've been really busy at work, which is great. Next weekend, one of my company's big clients, which is one of the Native American tribes, they're doing a big thing. So I probably, as of right now, I don't know if I'll be here or not next Saturday, which is crazy. So Posiwi, Petroman, 1185. There you go. Rita, greetings. So yeah, I'm off to so next week I have to do something with clients. And I don't know the schedule yet. So I'll keep you guys in the loop. Lots of stuff going on. And yeah, so again, folks, it's going there. Fish Fam Link, how are you doing? Chevy Fish is here. How are you? I'm doing something different with my hair. Guys, I don't care what your opinion is. I have to think about the ladies. I'm beginning just to push it back, and I'm going to let it grow out a little bit. And I know that's like counterintuitive, but hey, I'm almost bald anyways. Might as well just do something different with it. So, want your thoughts on this, lady friends there. So, there you go. Let's see what's going on. Fish are doing great. I've got normal stuff to do, like water changes and junk this weekend. It's last night I had another client thing. Thank you very much. So I thought I would do so last night I had a client thing that ended at about 9. Today I had to do makeup work at the office because it's been so busy. I refuse to stay after 8 hours at work. So once it gets to that 8-hour point, I get out of the office, and if there's more work to be done, I'll get some done at home. But I don't mind going in on a Saturday morning for a couple of hours. I went in, got a couple of things done. It was good. So there you go. I know, Doug. You're retired. You're a retired G-man. So it's all of a sudden I was going to take Maggie out for a walk about 20 minutes ago before the live stream started, and all of a sudden it just burst from the skies, and the rain was coming down pretty good. So she got to go in her kennel and hang out while we're talking. I have an event. I have to talk to a buddy of mine. Wants me to talk to him in about 2 hours. Yeah, it's 45 degrees and raining. Tonight, I think it's getting down to tonight. Let's see. It will be like at the dryer. Tonight, the temperature is just going to be dropping throughout the day tomorrow. At noon tomorrow, it's going to be 37 degrees outside and raining. And tomorrow night, there's a chance for rain and snow showers. So there you go. Let me check on the clothes here real quick, gang, and I'll start the dryer again. Yeah, it was 70 yesterday morning. It was yeah, possibility of snow. Then we're not it's nothing's gonna stick. Ground is way too warm, and we're not gonna get that much of it. It's gonna be mixed with rain. But that being said, I sort of feel sorry for my neighbors who I have neighbors who are just like Halloween people, and they have like four of those giant skeletons in the yard. They've got, you know, and I'm not exaggerating on this, perhaps 40 inflatables. They have a headless horseman, a werewolf, and they have this sort of like flying New Jersey devil type thing. And that's not including their plastic stuff, the smaller skeletons they have all over the place. So they're pretty serious about it. Well, it's been so ungodly cold, or it's either been really windy, so you don't set off the inflatables. And I bet you they've only inflated the inflatable since the beginning of the month, probably 10 times. That's it. So that's too bad. That's too bad. Um, yeah, it's on Halloween, the high is gonna be 41, the low is gonna be 19 degrees. I'm shipping fish out on Monday, and I'm shipping them to the Northeast, but I think it's falling. I'm gonna have to look at the temperatures real quick. Obviously, here it's gonna need a heat pack. And this group of fish is going to Boston. So it's going, let's see here. Yeah, well, yeah, I think the heat pack thing's going to make sense. I actually got worried because all of a sudden I sold the fish and I just probably about a half hour ago went to sea. Yeah, if you're summer tubbing, you better cut that off pretty quick. So yesterday morning, I go to work early, so my lunch break is I get home about 9:20 and take Maggie for a nice walk. And yeah, it's good times. Tomorrow's my birthday, and I got a couple of boxes from my sister. I opened one up, and she sent me some cachava, vanilla cachava, which I hadn't had before. I made it adding a little bit of honey and some blueberries. It was good. I prefer the chocolate flavor better. So I'm 29 for the 31st year in a row. So there you go. I'm pretty happy, by the way. Dealing with it's yes, I got fish stuff to do, dog stuff to do. I have some blinds I need to put up. I have it's let me check on the clothes real quick here. I hope the Vikings win for my birthday too. The Packers are not very good. That's strong. Hold on. All right. There we go. Yes. Do you know when the last time I had a pizza was? Where I bought a pizza. It's probably been at least a year. Oh, there you go, Chevy Fish. I'll tell you what, the last 2 years, I've been ready to do summer tubbing, and the weather has been nuts in the spring. So all of a sudden I'm dealing with lows, well into May, around in the 40s. And then all of a sudden it gets to really hot. And this year I'm glad I didn't do it because we had a real long stretch of 100 plus weather, plus we were having issues with drought. Thank you very much, Chevy Fish. So that was sort of the last couple of years. It's I'm hoping this year will be my year for that. You had Subaru snails, but they died. Apple snails, yeah. And I'm drinking diet green tea mixed berry, everyone, which is really quite good. Really quite good all the way around. And I went to Apple snails eat duckweed, and I probably need some. I have a couple of tanks. I've been fighting the evils of duckweed in. I may have to pick some up. I've been here's what else going on, gang. I've been just eat duckweed. Send me money for mail to mail it to you, Posiwi, and I'll hook you up. Just reach out to me. Mob.guppy at gmail.com and I'll send you some. Your crayfish love duckweed? Yeah, I'm and I swear to you, I think I got just Melvin. What's up, buddy? Always good to have you here. Uh let's see what else is going on. I have a buddy of mine who's going through I think a divorce. And it's been tough. And anybody who's been married and didn't want to go through the divorce, not that good. Yeah, the unofficial mayor of Pittsburgh and the Philippines, both places, if they made Melvin the mayor, it would be a much better place. Much better places if Melvin was in charge. So I help out an organization each year, help them raise money. And it's the holiday season, and it's for foster kids that that are in the foster system. And there's an organization in my area that they spend all their year raising money so these foster kids can have an awesome either Christmas or Hanukkah. Mostly Christmas from around here. We don't have a huge Jewish community. So it's a real slick deal. So the kids get to go through and pick out something they want for Christmas, and they can't get an Xbox, but something they want to get. And then the foster parent says, "Hey, the kid needs a jacket, or the kid needs shoes, or the kid needs socks, or whatever it is." And so they get a want and a need. And this organization, it's called Fostering Hope, has been doing it for a long time. And when the website is up, I'll share it with you guys. It's awesome because it's as an adult, spending the holiday season without alone, without family or friends, because you may have moved or what have you, and I've experienced that because I've moved a lot, is tough. Well, just imagine being a kid and being in a foster home situation with people you don't know. And the sad thing is about the foster care system, kids go into foster care almost any day of the year. There are some kids that are put in on Christmas into foster care. Crazy. So because of that, you have to go out and figure out how you can support these kids, because they obviously they didn't do anything to deserve this, etc. And as you know, with kids, a lot of times, yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Chevy Fish. I'll put it up. And there you go. And anybody who goes through, when a husband and wife with kids get a divorce, inherently, even though it has nothing to do with the kids, they say that a large percentage of children are a large percentage of children take blame for their parents getting divorced. The kid goes, "What did I do?" It's a real struggle for a lot of children whose parents go through divorce. Well, just imagine being a kid being in foster care, and because there you are, you're a child in foster care, and and you got taken away from your parents, and even though may not have been a great situation where you were, a lot of those kids take it upon themselves. So being able to help out with a group like this every year and help them bring a little sunshine to their lives, big thumbs up. Big thumbs up. And so I like doing that, and that kicks in right after Thanksgiving. That's when they do all the big fundraising stuff. So I'll get that to you guys if you want to help out. Don't feel that you have to do it, but if you want to help out, that would be fantastic. And there's probably organizations just like that where you live. So that's the cool thing. Yeah, well, Doug Ray, that's his MO. So my office, we do No Shave November, and I grew the beard last November. So I'm thinking that when I show up to work On Tuesday, I will be clean shaven, and then let the beard grow in. And my crew and I will go out. We'll grow this in, go from there. You know what, Doug? That's what I hear. I hear that all the single ladies in the Philippines are part of the wonderful harem of Melvin, which I think is great. You know, Dennis Rodman's father, I think, emigrated. To uh, I think he emigrated to the Philippines. So there you go. And I Google that up. It came up Dennis Rodman, father, Philippines. Philander was his name, and he had lived in the Philippines. In fact, he died in Manila. Died in Manila. So there you go. And he owned a burger joint in the Philippines. So there you go. And his father was a Vietnam vet. And a lot of times, these people who are veterans who've seen active duty. I'm not talking about somebody who was my dad during the Korean War was in Oklahoma doing radio repair. That was his gig. And my dad never went out and identified himself as a veteran, even though he did a service and was proud to have done a service. He didn't consider himself a veteran because, as he would say, I didn't do anything. There were men and women put into very dangerous situations, and he just his line was, he goes, I was a radio repairman. And so there you go. And, that's also my thing. I have something I don't, I'll tell you what drives me nuts. And you may have had one of these people as a college professor when you were in school. Sometimes they're even high school teachers. Have their doctorate. They got their PhD in, in classic literature, whatever that is. Yeah, not allowed to call for radio repair these days. Yeah, this was the obviously during Korea, the 50s. So my dealing with but at that time it was really good. What was I on, guys? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so I used to work with a man who had a couple of PhDs, really a smart guy, and he like demanded that people call him doctor. I I don't call PhDs doctors. I just don't, especially if they demand it. If you're a medical doctor, you're a dentist, heck, a chiropractor, I'll call you doctor all day long. A lawyer is essentially a juris doctor. It's again, technically they have a doctorate. I don't call them doctor, and most people don't either. Most people do not call their lawyers doctor. So that's sort of my deal. And I was at a cocktail party. Wasn't in this last year, but the last couple of years before that. And not that I get invited to a lot of cocktail parties, I don't, but there I am. So I decide, I'm at this thing and some guy introduces, you introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Dr. So and so. Well, fantastic. Where do you practice? And he worked for some company. And I said, "Now, are you an MD? Are you whatever?" And he goes, "No, I have a PhD, and I forget what the P in economics or whatever it is." And I'm going, "Oh, so that's my deal. I just don't do it." Not that I besmirch somebody who's gone out and gotten their PhD. That's great, absolutely fine. It's you know, can you take out my spleen if necessary? If they say, "Yeah, I can do that," doctor. So there you go. It is not. It's the rain is still coming down, but not too bad. So that's good. Gonna take a look at the radar here, see how it's going on. I'll give you a report. No, it's about to stop for a while here. There you go. Hold on. I apologize. Little sneezerino there. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. This change of weather. I don't know if any of you guys guys and gals have hay fever. Little allergies to molds and pollens, which I have. This change of weather stuff always hits me. Always does. And yeah, so it's it's a heck of a deal. I am the big hay fever thing. Whenever there's a change of stuff, always a big deal. Always is a big deal. Mark, Biggie's support group here in the house. How y'all doing? I will say this with the rain thing. Talk about set you up for a nice nap. I'm well. I'm well in beautiful Joplin, Mo. A little chilly. Ooh, it's gotten up to a warm 46 degrees here. I would rather have snow than cold rain and freezing rain. How about you guys? Yeah, I think it's just moving across. I looked at yeah, rain could hurt more. Snow is fine. I went and I was checked the weather for the fish that are going out. And today it's kind of nice in Boston, but by the time the fish get there, it'll be nice and chilly. Yeah, it's I can totally do without the ice and the roads and the when I went up to Minnesota last year in January, they had just gotten dumped on a couple of times before I arrived. And I went down some side roads and it was completely uh just completely a wreck. Now you're in Alberta. Yeah, it's I had a great aunt named Alberta, named after the province in Canada. My mom's side of the family, both of her parents, their ancestors, all had emigrated to Canada from either Scotland, England, or France. So there you go. Oh, you're in Cleveland? Yeah, Cleveland rocks. One of my really good friends lives in Shaker Heights. I'm not. I have a couple other buddies in Cleveland. It's they make fun of Cleveland a lot. They really shouldn't. Referring to Cleveland as a mistake by the lake is wrong. It's but it's a nice nickname nonetheless. Now, Biggies, have you been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? It's I was through Cleveland right before it opened. The Cuyahoga River was where the fire was back in the 70s. Yeah, going into Lake Erie, correct? Lake, that was sort of a sign, pollution's kind of bad. And there are areas around the world where the pollution is just insane. The Yangtze River in China being one of those rivers that's so polluted. In fact, they had a freshwater dolphin that uh, they now believe is extinct, and because of the pollution, which is terrible. Human activity is just part of the deal. Human beings doing stuff, and but you have to be. I don't look at myself as an environmentalist, even though I'm for clean air, clean water, etc. I consider myself more of a conservationist, because if you're an environmentalist, you think that uh, the natural environment is more important than human activity. Uh, and while we are a part of the environment and all that sort of stuff, I believe the right term is conservationist because we live along with it. So, how do we go out and conserve our natural environment? How does humanity live with it? How do we, with the activities and the impact on the environment that we all have? It's you're building a house down near Whiskey Island, Mark. That's great. Um, so that's sort of my thinking. And if you think I'm wrong, that's fine. I don't care. It's America. You can disagree with me. Um, but I personally believe that if you have, if we look out just to conserve our environment, conserve the natural stuff as much as possible. I like green spaces where there's, areas are growing. San Antonio. I lived in San Antonio for 4 years, and I like San Antonio a lot. And would love to get back to San Antonio. Maybe that's where I'll retire. Is San Antonio? It's a great place. Well, on new construction, they demand green spaces. So there's a space between your home, your fenced wall, and the fenced wall on the other road on the other side. And I don't know how much space it is, but I think it's got to be like at least 100 feet of just green space between that. And because of that, that allows nature to exist, allows the birds, allows the flora and fauna to get along and exist. I think that makes sense. And I'm old enough to remember, and you guys probably are unless you're like in your 20s, where the only time you got to see a bald eagle was in the you got to see a bald eagle was either in the zoo or on TV, or you went on a trip to a place like Yellowstone or Alaska. They were like unavailable. And I saw a bald eagle flying right over my home in Joplin, Mo. And there's a place in the winter not far from me. It's about a 40-mile drive. I went down last year on a Saturday morning and saw like a dozen bald eagles. Got some great pictures of them. It's when you look at this, we're very very fortunate of what of where we're at. Downtown Cleveland, have up on Terminal Tower Building. For a reason, I'll tell you what, if you, I'm live streaming out and they changed the chat. And so the chat is now, they have a thing. And yeah, bald eagles have feathers. Yeah, they're coming back in numbers. They really are. The bald eagle's just gorgeous to see. I spotted in the spring and a place where I think there is a couple of bald eagles' nests. And bald eagle nests are built a specific way. Google it sometime. They're huge. And it's like, and they can be quite thick. Even though I think there are other birds of prey, part of the raptor family, make big nests like this. I think osprey do, and I think that not sure, but I bet you great horned owls do as well. So, but I have spotted a couple, and during the spring, I went over with my camera equipment and waited a while and just didn't see any action. And I should have just spent the day there. I should have taken Maggie to daycare on a Saturday or Sunday and just camped out with my tripod and my camera. And and because it was like a week and a half later, all of a sudden there is no the trees were covered and I couldn't get a shot of the nest. So this year I'm going to do what needs to take to get done. And that's sort of a big thing for me to go do and get that done this spring. And the two spots are absolutely I mean, these are very well likely bald eagle nests just because they're so big. The only one that sort of is kind of in a location that is a distance from water. And, and it's on sort of a farm off the freeway. And maybe there is a water area that I'm not familiar with. I didn't grow up in this area. I've gotten to know it quite well, but there may be water there and I'm just not seeing it. It's there's a restaurant I like to go to just south of Joplin in a place called Tipton Ford. And it's called Undercliff Grill. And yeah, it's under a cliff. And it's warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And the food's cool. They have some really, really, really good. And you think that this would be good anywhere, but for whatever reason, this place has, well, two items that they do, I think, better than almost anywhere else I've been. Their fried pickles are awesome. And the other thing is they have potato skins that are very, very good. Because a lot of times you get potato skins and, there's not really a potato on it, on the skin, that drill. So there you go. And that is sort of the thing. I'll tell you what, it's so dark outside. I can probably take a nap. Which is nice. Let me have a slug of my caffeine. So there you go. Yeah, it's we have a lot of hawks here. Um, we have a lot of turkey vultures in this area. It's I thought I was out walking Maggie a few months ago. You have the buzzards come in Hinkley, Ohio on March 15th. So I was out walking Maggie, and I thought like a dove was coming across because not that big, flying pretty quick, and but a little lower than I thought what a dove would be flying. No, it was a kestrel, one of those small little Tweety bird eating hawks, mice eating hawks. Fantastic. And I had my camera with me, and I didn't take a picture of it, and I could have because I had enough stuff in front of me. I should just pulled it up and start taking pictures, and that was a mistake. That was a mistake all the way around. Kestrel, yeah, sparrowhawk. Yeah, they are. They're really good looking. I'll look that up. I'll look that up, Mark. That's a good thing. That I would find that interesting. I know. Don't worry, Chevy Fish. I don't sit and judge here on that. It's my spelling. When I was finishing college, that's when computers were becoming more than just a thing that just the geeky kids had. And, even at the beginning there in the 90s, the spell check wasn't that great. My spelling when I was in college was aces, was really, really good. Now you think because it can automatically correct you, you think the spelling would be easy. Well, no, it's gotten worse. My spelling's terrible now. It's I was explaining to my one of my coworkers who's like 25 that I used to have dozens of phone numbers memorized. Dozens. And he goes, "Why? Why would you?" I said, "Well, there's two ways to either have a little address book with people's phone numbers or a Rolodex at the office. And I just found it easier to memorize it because sometimes you're at work and you had to make a personal phone call, or you're at the office or at home and you had to make a business phone call. So if you had it memorized, you're in much better shape. So that's sort of the deal there. Sort of the and I was just going through and just thinking through some stuff, and all of a sudden somebody's uh, head popped, in my mind that I hadn't spoken to a long time. Somebody's name. Yeah, he's still alive. So there you go. So maybe we have to call. It. Oh, what's going on with the fish? I have some California Reds up on uh up on Aquabid. I'll give you the thing. I have a few trios I can sell. Now, with my sword tails, when you get sword tails from me, I always throw in extras. With California Reds, I don't. I just set people up with a trio and they're terrific. But yeah, I don't throw extras in at this point. And let's see. I'll put up the link for there you go. And I've not sold a ton of these. Let's see, Barbara Jackson, who you'll see in some of the stuff. She has some. There was somebody who watches the channel, who lives near me, reached out and wanted to know, and he and I exchanged fish and cash at a Walmart, like we were like I was selling meth. And in the Walmart parking lot. I've sold some out east. I've sold some. There's like I've sold like 7 trios, and so there you go. I don't have grass for sales, but I do have guppies, and I don't use guppy grass. It was in a moment of great weakness. I bought some once. It was the biggest mistake I ever made. Guppy grass, a big error. You love the sword tails? Excellent. Do you have my sword tails Amazon Research Center for ornamental fishes? It Yeah, the sword tails are a lot of fun. Mainly because of just the variety of colors. Oh, you're just looking at my Aquabid? Yeah. You have sword tails. Excellent, Post Seaweed. Yeah, swordtail guppies are awesome. And now the deal is with the swordtail guppies. Oh, you have an endler with a swordtail? There you go. The deal is with swordtails, I bet you most of the swordtails that I've sold, and I've sold a lot, I have shipped out, I bet you over the last 3 years, I've shipped out 50 boxes of swordtails, and all bred in my fish room. And I'm not a reseller. There are people who resell them. They're great. Do the Lord, yeoman's work. I have no criticism of them. It's just not what I do. And so because of that, um, it's like this California red stuff. Do I wish I had more to sell? Yeah, but I've just been working with them, trying to get them right, and it's fun. Yeah, message me on Facebook. Yeah, I still have the pleco colony. My shrimp colony sort of crashed, but it's rebuilding. It's rebuilding. I'm not at a place to get into the selling of the shrimp, but yeah, I have the pleco colony, and they're doing great. And yeah, which is strong. See here, the rain has stopped, by the way, which is awesome. See if this see how this is going. Yeah, I'm in the middle of like about an hour break. Yeah, I've had stuff break down, fish groups break down, and I think it could be for a variety of reasons, changing the water thing. I feed Maggie the same, and this happens with dogs too. I feed Maggie uh some wonderful Purina Pro Plan for sport dogs. And she must be a brand new formula, because she absolutely uh, got sick, had diarrhea this morning, right when I got back from, running an errand, going to the office. And I started giving it to her yesterday. So it's in fact last night. So I don't know. That's what happens. It goes from there. All right, crew. Thank you so much, and we will see you probably in a couple of weeks. I may be here next week. It depends on my what time I have to be where I'm supposed to be, which no one's told me yet. So as soon as someone tells me, I'll know, and maybe I'll be here, maybe I won't. Thank you very much, and you guys have a fantastic day.